Welcome back to the show. Here we're headed into Game 2 between Ryze Gaming and Never Give Up. Now, Ryze Gaming crushed Game 1. The question is, will Never Give Up have enough juice to force Game 3?
Yeah, and Ryze Gaming just brawled better. They had better team composition. Trashy did exactly what he had to do to go 7, 2, and 8. He started 0-2.
Yep.
Which, actually, big shout-outs there to the Syndra play from bebe at the start of the game.
Yeah.
And I like that turnaround that happened onto Trashy. He blew the repel, knew exactly what was coming next.
Yep.
And Sencux in the mid lane, up against bebe, went 10-1 on Yasuo. It's a huge destructive force for his team in team fights.
Yeah.
Somebody sets up his last breath, perfect. And that was mainly on BarneyD that game.
Almost entirely. Almost every single one was on BarneyD, and he made him happen, communicated him. The Flay ultis, pretty freaking awesome.
Yeah. And at the 27-minute mark, Ryze Gaming put themselves right where they needed to be, securing an inhibitor, and then they just started snowballing it from there. They got 2 inhibitors back-to-back, and as for Never Give Up, there were some bright spots in their play, but not enough to light up Ryze Gaming. And Morsu, he was shut down early. He was our featured matchup. He got 2v1 in the top lane, and he didn't step up and have the game his team needed him to have, especially on that Kha'Zix, who's a very wild card pick.
Yeah.
It might succeed and just stomp the game out. You're talking about the Elise if he gets ahead. Basically fills that role. But the Kha'Zix and Shyvana just gets out-wave cleared, and the 2v1 was a brilliant move by Ryze Gaming.
Yeah, loved it.
Yeah. And so the team seemed a little out of sync for NGU. The team composition wasn't completely cohesive. And they still CS'd well, but they weren't able to turn it into a team fight phase.
Yeah. So. Yeah, and that was kind of the funny thing is, like, the comp, like, coulda, shoulda, woulda worked. You have, because, like, think about it, right? You've got, like, Vi can start things out, right? Karma can help make sure that the team gets there to chase the Vi engage down. Then you're like, by the way, Syndra and Jinx and Kha'Zix will burst you. And then 2 of them get resets and keep going. Like, they have the engage. They have someone's going down. You even saw what Shyvana would get blown up by the Syndra burst.
Here's the thing. I know I've been picking on bebe a little bit about his pick for Syndra because I wasn't convinced by it before. This is like the 4th time I've said it. But let's think about that composition. Let's throw Orianna into the mix now.
Yeah.
What if you shockwave people into a spot, Super Mega Death Rocket, lines it up even better? Yeah. Because Syndra's a single target damage, and Kha'Zix really thrives when you have multi-target AoE damage, because then there's more people to about half HP, maybe even less, and then you start getting the resets easier.
Yeah.
Where bebe can just really set up one, and they had kind of a pick comp.
Yeah.
It's like Kha'Zix,
they don't do much more than one.
Vi, bebe, we're going to kill one person. We saw it there when they picked up beansu.
Yeah.
Then they didn't get anything after that.
Yeah. And a comp like those 4, and I think you're right. You're right about the Kha'Zix point. You want more of an AoE team when you fight with Kha'Zix, so I agree there. The difference being that, like, if Kha'Zix got to split push the whole time, if Morsu got to stay by himself and do things by himself, then that 4-man comp is fine. If you can one-shot one person in a 4v4, that's enough to get your opponents to back off, generally speaking, because then a Jinx is just still Jinx and will kill all of you people. But the problem is they had to pull him down. Right, Ryze Gaming was the successful team for most of that game. They were pushing in, and they're saying, okay, well, if you split push Kha'Zix, we'll 5v4 and dive your base, and did so, and succeeded there. And if you 4v4 us, they were just stronger anyway. So a lot of success really going there for the Ryze Gaming squad.
Yeah, and like we said, NGU only getting 2 kills past that 20-minute mark for themselves. Early game was in their favor.
Yeah.
And Ryze Gaming, they had good rotations, but just kept getting caught. And the pick was working a little bit there. bebe was stepping up to the plate early on. And so was Lasagna. They were actually having a very impressive early game.
Yeah, good early game.
And then it kind of trailed off, and Ryze Gaming just did their thing.
Exactly. It was that NGU didn't really force any plays afterwards. Like, you saw them try once in a while, but they weren't well coordinated. And I know you talked about this earlier in the pregame about them looking confused and a bit uncoordinated, where, like, I would see Lasagna ult someone as Vi, and, like, bebe really wasn't quite there. And so you'd be like, I ulted the Caitlyn! And then she'd be like, I took a lantern! And then no one cared anymore, right? And, like, that kind of stuff seemed to happen a lot. Whereas for Ryze, you saw Trashy be like, I'm going to flash cocoon this guy, follow up with me. Yeah. And they're like, okay, sure, that sounds good.
Just such sync there on Ryze Gaming.
Yep.
I loved that Trashy kept doing that. His flash cocoons, I think I saw about 3 of them that game. And the hooks, too, from BarneyD were really good.
Yeah, they absolutely were. Honestly, the team on sync, more sync than a kitchen. See, had to get the one in there. I heard it and was like, when you're done talking, the joke's coming out here. Here we go. Picks and bans. Draven still banned away from Riddix. I expect the Morsu Jack still to get removed. And honestly, I don't... maybe I think Never Give Up has to respect the fact that Trashy might play Kha'Zix here. Yep. And they do. There you go. Anytime you first pick something, you almost always ban it on red side.
That's true, because they put a lot of priority on it. It's a very good flex pick, too. So
that's just a trashy, like, yeah.
Yeah.
It would be scary. Trashy already carries. You give him a real carry jungler, and it's just like,
So here's the thing, too, is Sencux has played Lulu in the past, and I think they'd be okay with first picking that. So Never Give Up might have to spend another ban on Lulu at the same time.
You know what I'm thinking about, though? If NGU doesn't ban Renekton, Renekton is a counterpick to Jax in the top lane. I'm wondering if Renekton and Jax bans actually come through. Because there's a Lulu ban. NGU did that last time as well. So they're going to miss a ban here.
So Ryze Gaming is most likely going to be Jax here in this ban. Ryze would be what I think would be the last ban coming out, I would assume, because Morsu plays Ryze, and he's actually quite deadly with it. We haven't seen it from him, but his record with that is actually quite good in solo queue.
See if he pulls it out. The Yasuo banned away by Sencux. That was a big playmaker.
Oh, wow.
First pick, that's going to give Ryze a lot of pressure in the top lane.
Okay, here's the thing, too, is Morsu plays Ryze as well.
Right.
Which is a hard counter to Renekton.
Yeah.
And
that's a...
I wouldn't put it past him to play that. It suits his style of being aggressive early on in lane, transitions in the late game in almost the same way, and has good team fighting.
Yes, absolutely. He will have to pull into the team. Ryze is a very weak turret pusher.
Yes.
To keep that in mind a little bit.
Is he the weakest turret pusher in the game?
I think so.
Yeah, I think he might be.
I mean, like, Nautilus is probably worse, but only because he doesn't build any damage items. Like, if you consider the standard level 18 champion, Nautilus is probably the worst turret killer in the game. That's my blind guess here, not knowing all the stats and everything.
Yeah.
His attack speed's a pretty low score.
That's true. You could build an item on him. There's some viable things.
I mean, yeah, if I built 3 Bloodthirsters and a Hurricane, I could be really good at killing turrets no matter who I am. But as far as standard builds go...
Yeah.
So Lucian comes through here for Riddick, so wants a lot more lane pressure. Masterwork actually getting Thresh, has not played it. He's had the option to play Thresh this entire tournament almost. Has never grabbed it here, so a very different bottom lane here for NGU. Saying, let's win the lane, do something else with that. So we're looking for something new here.
Yeah, so Riddick is going to go back to his Lucian. No more Jinx for him.
Nope.
This suits his style more, trying to dominate the lane. But Masterwork, on the other hand, no Lulu for him, no Janna. Goes for the Thresh. You said we haven't seen it before. We have not. I wonder how he performs on that. Because he's usually a very passive support.
Yeah.
But his Karma was quite aggressive.
Yeah. You have to be. He did okay.
I'm interested to see how this pans out.
I am too. I really am too. We'll see how that pans out. Annie and Caitlyn, I should say, is the bottom lane here for Ryze Gaming. Nice long range lane. This is 4.4. So Annie nerfs are in. Less range, less base damage on skills, more AP ratios. I suppose we could see Annie mid come back because of that. I think it's doubtful. I don't think Sencux is playing it right now, but I think with the 4.4 changes, it's something to consider, and you might see her go back to the mid lane.
That's true. I think we're going to see more Heimer before we even see Annie. Just saying, Heimer's
you're right.
So good.
We haven't seen Heimer picture banned so far in this series. I believe it was banned in LCS today, I think once. I could be wrong. I just remember someone told me that, and I believed them blindly. So we'll see. The Ryze, of course, does come out here. Could be BB, could be Morsu. I think more likely Morsu, but we saw in the mid lane, for example, from Overpow today. Evelynn jungle also for Lasagna. We'll see if he gets anything off of that.
So they want to set up that last pick for BB. Make sure he has a comfortable lane, because last time Sencux just...
Yep. Made his life unhappy.
Yeah. Gave him a masterclass in how to CS, dominate your lane, and go roam other places.
True.
And that 10-1 record, pretty much almost inverse of what he had. I think there was about 2 kills on him. He got one at the very end near with the ultimate trailing off after Jinx.
Yep.
Or after, not Jinx.
Yep.
80 carry. There we go.
There it is.
There we go.
The talent. The talent. Yeah. Don't even care. The talent came out. That's what I got for, right? And I knew you didn't see it yet because you didn't like jump up and down excitedly.
Hold on. There we go. Okay. So Talon is down. Just put my check mark.
You go. Check mark in for Talon. It's happened. You have a checklist actually. Literally the words checklist are on that piece of paper.
Yeah.
And there's now
it's not actually for champions, but
the check is actually above the word checklist.
For champions.
Don't worry about it. It's in. That's going to be a whole bunch of fun. Elise jungle again for Trashy. Why the heck not? The lineup is there. very... Well, actually, I don't want to say physical heavy because they've got an Annie and a Elise ready there on the back lines to deal magic damage. Never give up for their last choice. They're fighting a Talon. Sencux going to keep playing Assassins. What will he fight against?
Now, Never Give Up has put themselves in a position where they can play whatever they want against him, which is smart. But this means that Sencux has so much confidence in his Talon play that he's willing to go into it blind.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, too. I watched a game between Reason Gaming and Cloud9 Eclipse, and they would ban away his Talon. So one of the top 3 teams considers Sencux's Talon ban-worthy. They don't want to play against it. They don't know how to play against it, and it just is a huge nuisance.
Well, there you go. So it's gonna be fun to watch. I want to see it pan out. There's gonna be a couple of fun Did You Knows with Talon, depending on what he builds. I'm saving up. I'm ready for him. We'll get him on the... No, it's okay. We'll save him for the future.
People are like, what does he even do?
Goes stealth and kills a lot of people. So Talon's actually talking about it a little bit.
All right.
Look at the team comps. Pretty normal stuff on both sides, so I think we're clear to talk about Talon. Talon is interesting because he is an area of effect burst assassin. Like, he will one-shot your face, but he'll also hit the rest of your team for half HP while he does it, which makes him a very scary pick in the right hands.
And Sencux definitely seems to be the right hands to have that in.
Yeah.
The silence, so he's like a melee old Cassidon, but with some wave clear and travel.
Yeah.
And I love that you can actually set up his ultimate and then use your backstab with the silence and then reactivate your ultimate so all the blades go through the person that you just jump behind.
Yeah.
And the enhanced damage he gets from slowing people, the rake.
Yep.
Just the wave clear is really good too. So I want to see what he builds.
Yeah.
You were saying, because there's multiple build paths and nobody's actually solidified one for competitive play. So he doesn't see it.
He doesn't really see professional play. I think there's 2 main things to look for with Talon. So one is, I'll do the Did You Knows now because we have a short technical delay. That's fine. Number 1, the big one, is Ravenous Hydra / Tiamat pickup. Because unless it got changed, and I don't remember if it has, but I think it hasn't, when you activate the item, it'll pull your blades in. And it'll pull them in earlier than you could have pulled them in otherwise. So like if you R, there's a lockout period. You have to R again to pull them back in to break out of stealth. And that gives your opponents time to like flash away or move around or whatever. But if you reactivate like a Tiamat, it'll break stealth right away, pull the blades back in right away. You get a much shorter window on the burst, less time to ulti, less time to barrier, less time to react to his damage.
So it's kind of similar to Renekton having a Tiamat or Hydra and interrupting the animation of your Ruthless Predator.
Exactly. And again, remember his Cutthroat is a flat 1 second silence. So getting all your damage down into the 1 second period means that you can prevent Zonias. You can't prevent barrier. Barrier will work regardless. But you could, if you're like going for a guy with a stun or for a guy with a shield, he can't cast that, of course. Yeah. It's like Gragas couldn't ult you away because he'd be silenced in the meantime. So there's one big thing to think about is you can kind of lower your window down. So I think Tiamat is an item to look for that reason. The other big one is the fact that he has a physical damage top laner, physical damage AD carry, meaning that Black Cleaver is not only easy to apply stacks for, and did you know his Q bleed, the Q, right? You hit him and they bleed. Each of those ticks will apply a stack of Black Cleaver, meaning he can easily shred the armor of someone and set his team up for success. So those are the 2 big items to watch for in this champion in terms of, do you want to one-shot someone yourself, or are you going to be able to easily set up your team on high-priority targets?
I like that. The Noxian Diplomacy does that.
Yep.
And also gives you vision so people can't run away as easily.
You leave a little blood trail so you track him down.
I like that champion. I really like that champion.
It's cool.
I think he should be played in the jungle. That's my thing.
Jungle Talon is your thing?
Jungle Talon.
I think less likely than Jungle Fiora. Although I'd like to see them duel.
I don't know. I've seen Jungle Talons wreck games.
Really?
Yeah.
Not
my own because I haven't actually played it. But I'm a fan of it.
That's just silly. Why would you play it if you wanted to? That's not how we work here in casting. No. I feel like Fiora at least has like attack speed steroids and stuff and would have like a reasonable clear speed. I realize there's more AoE on Talon, but
yeah,
I
it's
feel
pretty
like
scary though. You see a Talon run out of the bush, and then boom, he's instantly behind you. You're silenced. You can't do anything about it.
It's true.
And he throws out the rake, which has some directional problems. You have to get very familiar with Talon when you want to use Cutthroat Rake immediately, because you have to adjust your cursor to where you end up.
I think they got changed in 4.4 finally. I believe it was 4.4 or 4.3 that actually made his Cutthroat move far enough that Rake is easier to land.
So did it get buffed very recently?
I guess
Flash changed.
Yeah, it got changed to the point where it's a little bit easier to rake people, and the fact that people move anyway, so you have this like layering of things going on in the first place. Other random mechanical things. theoretically superior if you rake before using your Q, because if your opponents are slowed or impaired movement in some way, your basic attacks deal more damage, which will apply to things like your Q, or if you had like a Trinity Force or whatnot, anything that comes off your basic attack. So very small optimization there, which is funny because it actually... Funny mechanical thing. I'm going to go off on this because why not? We have a couple more minutes still to kill. So when you cutthroat someone, if it's a champion, the game will tell your champion right away to attack it. So you'll have a basically 0 downtime auto attack coming in after cutthroat. Now, when that happens, the ideal thing to do, in most cases, would be to immediately hit Q for the attack reset and hit him again. So you basically silence, hit, like really, really fast. But you can optimize the total damage by silencing basic attack rake and then getting like an attack and a Q in, because then they'll be during the slow that happens. So you have like these weird, like, you have kind of two different things at odds with each other, where it's like, do you have more time to deal damage? So you can maximize it by raking first, or you just need the damage right now before they flash away. And it's something to kind of watch for. It's kind of like with Wukong, when you dash in, like you'd want a crushing blow first before you ulti, but if you do that, they'll probably get away from it. They'll like body slam or cast you or flash or something. Random things to think about when playing the game.
No, it's just very tiny mechanical things that actually add up to a large amount of damage.
Yeah.
When you add it together. Somebody gets away with 10 HP and you're like, I should have done it this way.
Exactly. Sometimes it matters. For example, if you ignite early on in the fight, ignite is not affected by like % bonus damage to low health targets. But if you ignite them so they're down below half, your auto attacks will do more damage, and then maybe that was enough to get you a kill. There's all sorts of like little random things that could add up. You never know. So, of course, Krislund did see NGU invading. NGU knows that they were spotted.
Of course, Masterwork on the thresh.
Ooh, Lasagna. He can't check the brush. Masterwork didn't get seen.
Oh.
Krislund trying to run away. Can he get the hook? Flash Q. Dodge. Nice, Krislund.
Not even a flash from Krislund.
Man, ice in his veins.
Whew. Just watch that hook go by him like, I don't even care. It's not going to hit.
That was impressive. He played the odds. Most people would have dodged down. He said, I'll bet you're hooking that way. And you guessed it. Well played.
So now there's no flash in the bottom lane there for Masterwork. Might trigger Trashy to come down there very early. It's not opposed to what he's used to, but at the same time, Morsu is somebody he's had in his sights a lot. But last game, 2v1, doesn't look like it's going to happen this game. They're okay with these matchups. And they don't have a Kha'Zix to shut down. It is okay to shut down somebody like a Ryze. But at the same time, actually... Oh. So they're pulling the Fnatic here. They're pulling the Fnatic here. They don't want the Talon to get 2v1. They're going to swap him down to the bottom lane, go back to 2v2, and have that 1v1 down bottom.
It's a wise choice. But now Talon in a long lane is much, much easier to gank. He has no innate escape tools, and so if Lasagna can make his way down there, Sencux will be in a bad spot. NGU, they're going to keep swapping, looking for the 2v2 as much as possible. And when a game happens like this, the winner is who has better wave clear. Because you can get rid of minions before you rotate and not miss XP and gold.
That's true. And now Lasagna's actually safe doing this red at the same time. Trashy's going to have to go over to his blue. They just swapped red buffs. Everything is all good. But like you said, the wave clear really matters. But now, when you factor in that it's a mid laner and all of these bottom lanes are supposed to be bottom lane champions, the wave clear really adds up, and Lasagna, that ward doesn't matter. He could actually come behind them.
I don't know if they can dive this early, though. Gragas is fairly safe, and level 2.
Yeah. But at the same time, Trashy is going to make a visit top.
So Lasagna's going to do a standard wave clearing right now. Nothing too special in this one. Trashy looking up to the top lane, killing away some of the double golems. I don't believe they can necessarily dive Morsu this early on. But maybe I'm wrong about this. Maybe they try for it.
It'd be super risky, and he's actually extending now.
The wave's going to keep pushing out away from NGU's turret. beansu goes in for the fight, lands the stun. Good damage early on. Ignite down as well. Rune Prison's going to end right now. Morsu has nowhere to go. Repel comes in. Easy kill picked up. Very well done by Trashy and beansu.
It's an extremely aggressive playstyle of Morsu. And now we have Lasagna coming into the back. He has to make a play here.
Right.
BarneyD has the stun up.
Going to land a bit of the damage there, but the Ignite's not going to do enough. The flash in for Lasagna really wants his kill onto Krislund. Barrier's still there, chasing it down. Not quite going to get the kill. Lasagna, not a good spot. Kill over. Goes to Krislund. Too aggressive by Lasagna. Now stun on a BB. Krislund can't find any more chase. 2-0, Reason Gaming.
Krislund once again nerves of steel. He didn't use his flash until way later, and now Sencux. They actually no flay follow-up just yet from Masterwork.
He's going to be all right here, but a lot of damage comes through in this turret.
And now at the same time, the double buffs are now on Krislund. Trashy has made his way all the way across the map. He's coming down to the bottom. There's no wards there just yet. He gets in the bush before Masterwork sees him.
Cocoon's going to land. No flash on the Thresh. He will be going down. Trashy finds another.
Trashy, he's looking for Lucian there. Lasagna. Can he stop the back here? The doubles, he sees them.
Some good damage. Ooh. The stun comes out. Lasagna not in the best spot. 300 health. No Q. It's on cooldown.
That just ruins your jungle route, too. You basically,
he just backed. He has Sightstone. Oh, he died.
Well, at the same time, you're like, I can't gank again for a while.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to get my HP up. I'm going to have to blow some potions. And then where do I go? I'm gonna have to clear out some more camps. I'm not in the shape to help my teammates out without putting myself at risk.
Yeah.
Because he's very easy to pick up now. And the double buff still on Krislund. Now they're going to put it back to the 2v2. And Sencux with that assist. 3 blades.
3 blades. I mean, he's got to make up for how many are on his cloak. He's got room for tons of them.
Oh, yeah.
More blades. He's going to be all right.
Fill his whole inventory and still wouldn't be enough.
Exactly.
Just barely.
Just barely. Do you know in the lore, Talon, all those blades are just from, like, fallen enemies? He just has, like, all, like random dude bros, like, dead dudes, like, crappy daggers aren't as good as his. Those are the ones that he throws out randomly.
Does he waste them every time he uses them? They're just gone. Then he has enough. He's killed enough people.
Probably.
Every time he throws them out.
Isn't that awesome?
Just a different set.
Wouldn't that be cool?
I guess they come back to him, and then he's like, oh, they're all rusted and covered in blood, and just throw them away. They're useless.
Maybe he cleans them.
Or he likes giving people tetanus.
Yes. That's what the bleed actually is.
Get a shot, you guys.
Thankfully, Caitlyn's on the team to give them a shot afterwards. There you go.
Nice.
Taken care of.
And Gragas is on the other side. He probably gives out shots, too.
Yes. Well played, sir. Here we go. Level 5 versus level 6. BB with a level lead. I got to say, as we talk about opening items, though, Trashy also cashed in for early Sork shoes. So more gank pressure going to be available by the Elise. 2-0 Trashy. See what he looks for next. Right now, just going for the standard clears, making sure he's in a happy place with his jungle. We'll see when the next fight comes in.
Lasagna's looking for something. You can see him just going around, trying to abuse the power of Elise and the fact that he's cloaked. He's down in levels and experience. Trashy is almost 6. Lasagna almost on the horizon of 5.
Ooh, Sun's not going to land. Jumped away by BB. Yeah, they're almost at the cusp right there. No gank does come through here for Lasagna. He could have gotten him behind. They wouldn't have seen him, but they said, you know what, we don't have the damage for it.
He's actually not even close to 5. He's about a fourth of the way in terms of experience.
Super rough start. And Trashy about to hit level 6, stealing away the red buff again. Had the timer on it, but it's on top of a ward.
Here comes BB, though. Trying to make his way up, but then realized if we get into this fight, it's not going to go well for us, considering that beansu just...
Yeah. beansu rotated in early. I mean, he's been pushing the whole time.
I also like that he went for the Negatron Cloak first. Against the Ryze, and the fact that most of the damage from the gank will be a little bit of magic early on from Evelynn. She'll build some AD later. About the first 2 items. Krislund gets hit by that one.
Look on to Krislund. There's a flay as well. No junglers around, but they might just have the base damage to go for it. Still damage coming through. Barrier popped early on. Riddick's trying to make it happen. W comes out. Ignite there as well. Damage comes through and makes it happen. Riddick's now with Barrier going to be stunned up. BarneyD gonna take him out, but it's a kill for the AD carry. A little bit better for NGU. Morsu stunned up into Cocoon, not good. All the burst damage coming out. Man,
he was looking for it. He's looking for it. At the same time, though, BB is now behind Sencux. Sencux,
the outplay, the cask back into the lines. There's the ignite. BBC's out. Lasagna will make this one happen. Sencux gonna flash to the side.
What is happening?
He's trying to get out. He's going up. He does have the inside track with teammates.
The barrel
I think he could get away from it if he walks. No. Jumps, and it doesn't deal damage, so it doesn't pull aggro.
Sencux! What?
Well played by Sencux. Gets the great escape. Yeah, he's gone.
Hashtag Talon mechanics.
There you go.
Through and through that entire fight. What was that? And they're going after Morsu again.
They nearly killed him. They're going to just dive the turret anyway. Turret has like no health.
Ooh. Got his
They're not
flash.
going to backdoor it.
Missed the cocoon. They aren't going to backdoor it. It's smart because they would take a lot of damage anyway. And Morsu does have a little bit of an advantage with his new monobar.
And I don't believe they know... Ooh. I think they actually did know Elise was down by the Wraith camp. I think the ward just timed out. I'm uncertain, actually. I believe actually they didn't see Evelynn. Sorry, I might have misspoke.
They see this, though.
See this? The flash melee range cocoon. Morsu not in a good spot. There's a jump into the air, but I don't know if they have the damage. beansu's going to try. 300 health flashing away. Yet a little bit more than they could bite off right there. Morsu with enough mana to deal the damage.
That was just a flash point-blank cocoon into Morsu's face.
Yep.
Like cobwebs, here they are in your mouth. Wah, and just ridiculous.
Trashy loves flash cocoons.
It
He's done so many this series. I've never seen more flash cocoons in like a day of LCS than in a single game for Ryze.
And they're pretty dang accurate, too.
I mean, yeah, you're in melee range at that point. It'd be hard to miss.
It'd be a little ridiculous if he did. Man, Sencux's Talon, there's a reason it gets banned against him. A lot of people don't play against a Talon. A lot of people don't know what he does. Also, at the same time, it's hard to predict how long his stealth is off his ultimate and what his route is going to be. We saw Lasagna back then tried to predict it, but then it was such a great rake flash over the wall in the right direction.
Yes. But it does leave more options on the map, though, as Elise, Trashy for Ryze, is taking his own blue buff. Never Give Up is trying for a quick dragon attempt there. Q's not going to come out in time. Not the damage you needed there, Krislund. Smite it away. Lasagna getting that. Renekton, though, he's going to be jumped on. The stun's going to land from BarneyD. Do they have the damage? The jump backwards. The Tiber's coming down as well. But the Lantern's going to keep him just barely safe. Ulti, blocked by Masterwork. He's going to be safe.
And now they get an opportunity to clear the wave, but at the same time, BB's rotated down. Krislund is ruthless with his Caitlyn play. But it's 4-on-2.
They're going to try. Lasagna goes in with the slow. Hook's not going to land. Good dodge by BarneyD. The re-engage, and Lasagna goes down. BarneyD will trade his life for it, I'm guessing, and gives the kill to Masterwork by hitting the box wall. Smart choice there. 1-for-1 either way. Look at this. The rotate top lane by Sencux says, 2-2 top turret, that's going to be ours.
And now this is a 3-on-1 in the top lane. Good trade there for Ryze Gaming in the overall. Now they are off to a great lead. 4K up over their opponents. Across the map, like Sencux, his impact hasn't been as high as previously, but he's going to get there very shortly. I want to see how this Talon pans out. At the same time, it's really been Krislund because there's been a lot of focus on him, and he's just been countering the aggression that NGU has brought to the table. BB just wants to have a good time.
Of course he does. It's always going to have a good time. Oktoberfest is coming up in, 6 months-ish. Did you know Oktoberfest is not always in October?
I think I did know that.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'd been told that once, and I was like, okay, I'll go look it up.
Yep.
And yep. Sure enough.
It's okay. Go. Ward game's still going on. Did you also know? Hold on, as long as we're safe with the wards. Hold on. Masterwork. Masterwork, gotta be careful. BarneyD's gonna stun you. Trashy wants to show up as well.
If he gets
Here
the
comes
stun,
Sencux.
Sencux is going to be
He'll
there.
get the stun. Just doesn't have the backup for it. So, he scared him for a while. That's good.
There's your Tiamat.
Yep. It's good damage output.
It also allows him to clear the waves without having to use any mana.
He still will, probably.
Talon is one of those mid-lane assassins that still uses mana. People were like, oh, Riven's really good, Zed's really good, because they don't use a resource.
Well, the AP
Yasuo.
assassins have... Yeah, that's fair. Most of the AD assassins don't. A lot of the... Kha'Zix is still sometimes played, does use mana. I feel like most of the mage assassins are mana-based. The magic damage ones. But yeah, you're right. There's kind of a mix. He's one of the mana-based ones, and I don't believe he's been given a lot of blue buffs. I think Trash has been taking a fair number of them.
He has one.
He has one?
Or he did. He had one.
Okay, then I'm just wrong. Also, early boots mobility. Sencux.
Yep.
There's not really an offensive boot item for an AD caster. Not directly. So he's like, all right, boots of mobility, gonna make plays, which I think is also the right choice for any assassin mid laner. Is your goal is not to kill the opponent, the guy you're facing in lane? Wow, because that's gonna happen. BB says you didn't go very far.
Wow.
Barrels on the ground while stealth lands the damage. Yep. Very well played. Morellonomicon rush.
Damn.
Double Doran's Ring, Morellonomicon. BB again. Same build, actually. Exact same build.
Yeah, no Seeker's Arm Guard. Doesn't have anything that'll reduce the damage coming out there. Wouldn't be surprised if Sencux actually retcons the Brutalizer and changes one of those into Hex Drinker?
Yeah, I would not be surprised either. I mean, there's 3 big magic damage dealers on NGU.
Actually, just goes for the Brutalizer, wants to do damage.
It's a risk.
Yeah. It'll help him out, though.
Lasagna versus Trashy. You can see the Trashy having a pretty good time. This one's going to land the stun, but the turn around by the ulti from Lasagna, is it going to be enough?
Jungler fight.
Likely not. There's the repel, and down he goes. Masterwork also going to hook the grass. Why the heck not?
He gave up his vision. Oh, Cocoon is ready. Oh, here comes the sides. Morsu. He's caught.
Will they have much? Krislund trying to get away. The Rune Prison not going to land onto much. beansu picking up the kill, helped by Sencux. 9-3 now in kills. Great start for Ryze Gaming.
And the rotations have been on point. Basically, they transitioned the late game that they were having from game 1 into the early game of game 2. Basically, just got themselves into the group. bebe almost got there.
Dashes the wall. He's going to be safe. Made sure he didn't land on the Renekton. That would have gotten him to force flash. Which he didn't want. beansu Trashy. I'm going to look around for this mid lane here. See where they can go with this one. Lasagna waiting around on the wings. He's going to be near to the side. Puts a ward down. They know he's there because they would have seen him put the ward down. So they're going to maybe zone him out properly.
Wards just come from the sky, man.
Not going to happen. Trashy does pick that one up without even smiting. Didn't even have to smite to get it, actually. Just the list. I think it was like red buff damage or a spiraling or something, but Lasagna and bebe couldn't quite burst it out properly.
Yeah, Lasagna actually smited it, and then Trashy picked it up with just autos.
Yeah.
Or Qs.
Yeah.
A little mistimed there.
Yeah. Honestly, of course he didn't know smite was down for Trashy, but it was smite versus no smite, and he missed it, which is just very unfortunate for Lasagna.
Yeah, you can almost never know that unless you see them do it, and then it's got a 40-second cooldown on it. And Morsu, he wants Krislund here. He has movement speed from his ulti.
There's the Rune Prison. QE goes in and does not keep chasing. Knows that there's a lot of life still available. Still goes in again, lands the Q. Masterwork off to the side. BarneyD is around, though.
Ooh.
Gonna fall onto a cupcake there. Modified to work on the Shadow Isles Wardens, not just Yordles. Morsu, another Q comes out, still taking a whole bunch of pain. Not a good spot for Morsu. Bit off more than he could chew. Off he goes. Lasagna waiting in the wings, but no dive.
Meanwhile, up top, beansu is going to continue to push Sencux. He is now in a position. He wants it down bottom.
There we go. The ulti comes in from Lasagna. Going to look for the damage. Krislund turns it back around. Looks for the damage there. Finds one. He's going to fall back down. And now it's BarneyD. What can he get? Can he find Masterwork? Hook's not going to land. Damage comes through. Is not using Timbers to deal damage. Finally pulls it into the fight.
She's on the side here.
Not in the best spot. He's trying to get the Timbers damage still down. 100 health left. Trying to burn down. He's not going to quite find it. Kill picked up there onto Annie. Now bebe versus Trashy. What can bebe do? Does not have much to do. Gonna get picked up there. In the top lane though, beansu and Sencux pick up the kill onto poor Friedrich, and Morsu shows up to defend. We'll push them back.
He just got completely burst out there. The ulti from Sencux was spent. No ignite even from both of those two. And we're pushing. And in the bottom lane, that was able to happen because they saw that Ryze Gaming didn't have beansu, didn't have Sencux there. Trashy was way behind, and then they go ahead and use the numbers advantage onto Krislund and BarneyD, picking both of them up. And NGU, it looked like a good play, but they overstayed their welcome, and Trashy's able to reinforce.
It's the unfortunate thing. You're down in kills, and so they just have more items and levels than you. But at the same time, you have to try to make plays to get back into the game. So NGU, unfortunately, did not quite make that one work. bebe is having a better game for what it's worth, 3-1-1. But global objectives keep going over to Ryze. They just got a dragon. You can see that even on the winning team, bebe is out-golding his lane opponent there, Sencux. But every other lane is a different story there. Ryze winning 4 of the 5 roles.
And it's all spread out across. It's not like somebody has 100% kill participation or even close to something like 80%.
Yeah.
It's really split like 50-50 between all lanes at this point.
A little bit, yeah, like slightly bottom lane focused, but yeah, everyone is finding a little piece of the pie right here. Everybody's winning their own lane. CS lead down, not actually down the line. Actually, CS lead really only there for top lane and jungle.
Ooh, they're sitting on top of a ward here. They see this coming.
Will they find the damage? Hook onto Trashy. The re-engage of Sencux finds one heck of a lot of burst damage comes through. Will they find much more? NGU on the run. Kill onto Elise. Lasagna's going to go down. Sencux trying to stay alive. Will not. The Q coming out from Friedrich, so finding some decent damage. bebe will fall. The 80 carry. There comes the culling. Finds a little bit there. Chasing Krislund as well. The Q comes out. Another kill picked up. Friedrich's coming up huge right there.
There's a 4-for-3 on the overall. And Morsu didn't even get a piece of that pie. Nope. 0-4-0. He just got his Rod of Ages completed. He's been charging up his tier. And that is what NGU needed to stay in this game. Otherwise, there's just going to be a huge snowball for Ryze Gaming, and they stop it halfway down the hill. and now they put a little damper on it. Now at the same time, Morsu, he's got to get involved in these fights. He's looking for that Glacial Shroud to go ahead and try and negate some of the physical damage you were talking about, where there's no magic damage dealer here for Ryze Gaming, aside from Trashy with his penetration and a little bit of the anti.
Yeah.
These are just people aren't going to be building copious amounts of AP. So, Sencux, he already has the Last Whisper. He's ready for this to come out. Looks like he'll go for the Black Cleaver eventually, because he has the Fertilizer. But I don't know where that is in his build path just yet.
So starting selfish.
Morsu needs to get involved. He needs to get up there.
I mean, he's stuck on his own.
And he's doing it right now. There's a 3-on-2 in the top lane with beansu Sencux.
Yeah, the problem is, like, Morsu doesn't have any way to push against a Renekton, especially a tanky Renekton who won't take much damage. And so it's all about his team to look for ganks on the other side. Lasagna, gets spotted. Sencux gonna find some damage. The slow comes out. Ulti pop. Masterwork shows up as well. Will they find the damage? Hook not gonna land right there. Lasagna, nothing else to chase. It's gonna be the disengage there. Ult for ult.
It's actually a fairly low cooldown on both of those.
Yeah.
They'll be up around the same time, but meanwhile down bottom that gives enough map awareness of where NGU is. That Ryze Gaming can go ahead and start pushing this turret and applying damage, and Trashy's off on the left side of them to go ahead and create picks if somebody walks up from the wrong angle.
It's going to be a turret picked up there. Yep, it does go down. The explosive cask doesn't quite save that away. Going to be another turret going now. 5-2 Dragon, well controlled also by Ryze Gaming. They're going to sit on a nice 6,500 gold lead at just 20 minutes in right here. What are they going to look for next? Looking for the way around the side. Backing up out of the jungle. Trashy trying to steal away the Wraith. He's going to get it, but the engage comes in from Lasagna. And Morsu, can they find it? BB has no ulti here, remember. Did not find the engage.
At the same time, they didn't want to overextend because beansu was wrapping around them in the back. And Ridix is going to take an ace. BB does not quite get there in time for that one, or might maybe slightly overshot it. Morsu not in a good spot, taking a bunch of damage. That is on beansu, picks up the kill with a flash. Q comes in towards Lasagna. Timbers in the front line. Or is it Annie? It's in reverse, I can't quite tell. It's going to survive either way. Lasagna taking so much pain. Down he goes. Double kill for beansu. Man, Ryze just beating him with their gold. So they killed Annie, but it was actually Timbers. Faked him out there for a second. And that ace in the hole looked like it went through BB's legs. And now they're cooking on Trashy. Gonna go ahead and get this for themselves 2-0. So now they have the map pressure, they have the map presence. They can go ahead and strip the jungle of all the goods. Looks like there's gonna be a red buff that's already been stolen away. Not even cleared out. Actually, they're gonna go top. Gonna go get the blue buff for Sencux, because Talon is actually very blue buff dependent. And he doesn't build a lot of cooldown reduction. So, and like you said, the mobility boots. If there's any other boot you would get on him, it would be Lucidity.
Yeah.
He needs this, and there's no reason for him not to have it.
So a nice selfish build, looking to make plays 1, 2, and 6. It's been part of 7 of 18 kills. Pretty respectable score. Didn't have the best time in lane, actually, as it turns out, but try to make up for it now. Void Staff, early completion here for BB. So a build I don't think I've ever seen this order of build here for Gragas, but Morellonomicon Void Staff into what might be Zhonya's off of that next amplifying tome here.
I wouldn't be surprised. The Seeker's Arm Guard would be extremely cost-effective considering the team that Ryze Gaming has.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm actually surprised I haven't seen it sooner, but the fact that beansu has already purchased magic resist for himself means that the last was okay. Ridix, oh boy.
Bolt comes through. Good flash by Ridix and the culling. Sencux first run away, does dodge the rest of it. Almost lands the rake. Sencux.
He's got mobility. Relentless Pursuit is not up for 8. He's not going to chase that trash. He's off on the side.
Nah, he's going to go the rest of the way out. Ridix is going to be safe.
He backs in that bush.
Oh, Trashy looks. Ryze forced away in the top lane. Looks like we are safe. Ridix does get away. Now BB versus Krislund. Misses the E, misses the Q. A little bit of a slow. Dodges the ulti. Not good for BB. Timbers comes down, and down he goes. BarneyD trying to get himself away from this one. It's the 2-on-2, but Krislund is ahead right here. Box walls come down. Some good damage early on. BarneyD puts the stun back out of Masterwork. The E forward. Krislund finds the damage. Double kill now. Now on for Lasagna. A little bit more attacks down. Does have the ulti. Trashy shows the side. Finds the cocoon. The damage comes through. Trashy 5-1 and 5. Big game. beansu shows up mid as well.
Wow. So the relevance here of beansu versus Morsu is just a huge, different balance scale here. And now in the mid lane, Krislund, he's been being big all game. Those early double buffs really helped him out in lane, and now he's transitioned all of that into great play and great play making And BarneyD coming up big with the Tibbers.
Yeah, and they're going to find the mid inhibitor down as well. Lasagna up in 6 seconds. The playmaking going to look for the option there. BB still only 3/4 of the way on his cooldown for the ultimate. Critic stunned up. beansu looks for it. He's going to find Morsu a bit here, but maybe overextends. Lantern comes down. Stun onto Morsu. Still the battle waiting in the steps here of the base. It's going to be the disengage here for Ryze.
Sencux is off on the side. They throw down a ward to go ahead and see him. And now Ryze Gaming are in a great position. That inhibitor, completely naked, nothing defending it. All they have to do is back up, then get a pick with the help of Sencux and also BarneyD having a stun up. Tibbers is now available. They'll back off, take the dragon, and possibly get them in a choke point.
Let's see what we can find with this one.
Let's go in NGU's favor too, considering all the AoE damage that they have with Gragas. We're going to have to see.
Well, here we go. The hook in on the beansu in the front lines. BarneyD knocked around heavily by the explosive cast, but BB is going to be going down. Going to be 2 kills to 1 picked up so far in the back lines. Talon finds a second. Sencux doing well in this fight. Riddick's on the run away as well. Trashy picks up a kill on the back lines. Only Riddick's now
stun.
alive. He's trying to find his way out. The jump in, and Talon picks up 3 for the ace. 26-10. Ryze come up huge.
That cutthroat range is a little longer than you think it would be. The engagement potential and the chase potential of it is huge. And now they're going to go ahead and get this inhibitor. They got the dragon for themselves. Lockout timers for about 5 more seconds, so they won't be able to do too much more. They can probably back out, grab some camps if they want, and possibly set up for Baron. That would be the ideal situation here. Is shove out the waves a tiny bit. You have super minions coming down the middle. Go ahead, set up for Baron. Clear out that pink board if they know it's there.
Yeah.
They don't, but set themselves up. And Sencux actually, he's having none of that. He's sitting in a bush waiting for somebody to walk by to just full combo them.
This is a bit risky there. He has no idea what could be in store.
He's going to get a bite, though.
He'll see Lasagna. Flashes in W. The damage comes out pretty decently, but it's not enough to kill him off. And now he's been spotted. Masterwork looks for the hook. Good dodge by Sencux. He will not go for the play. Will not pull the team back in. They don't know if there's other people coming around. Ward gets swept out there by Ryze. They own a little bit of this map control now. So they're taking their time.
His burst isn't enough to take out a 0-8-7 Evelynn that has Randuin's Omen.
Yeah.
The armor's going to help him out, the HP as well. If it had been something like a Lucian,
that guy was going to be dead.
Yeah, he was going to be dead.
Okay.
Barrier, so maybe.
Yep. I think it's a great choice by Lasagna, though, to rush the Randuins, though. I think he needed it. You saw that right there. There's a lot of physical burst coming out. He did survive that here.
So instead of going for the Black Cleaver, he goes for the Yuma's Ghostblade.
Okay, very selfish build. Yeah, so that's interesting. I've not seen that much, but it will allow him to chase his targets down extremely well. And have, just really good persistent damage in the fight now. Ryze getting the flank onto BB, the jump on in. Can they find much? Sencux getting knocked back, but Trashy shows up. Point blank cocoon. And that's going to be a kill by with auto attacks. Just dancing around, turning into a corner.
Oh, he doesn't let the ace the whole hit.
Doesn't matter. Screw the team. You got kills. It's what matters. Their Lasagna in the back lines now taking a bit of damage. The jump in from Sencux, finding 2 more kills with the ultimate. Told you, AoE Assassin. Another push in towards the Nexus could be the game. 27.5 minutes in. 29-10 in kills. Looks like the surrender has come through. Riddick has left the game. Going to be Ryze Gaming taking the 2-0 in the 3rd place match. They will end the Challenger Series in the 4th seed. They will await the tiebreaker between Never Give Up and Meet Your Makers for the 5th place match to see who they will play in the playoffs here, the Challenger postseason.
Like we said, you don't want to end up being 5th or 6th place in that, because you'll either be up against Cloud9 Eclipse or Departed.
Yeah.
Which, very, very strong teams. And now that means that the 4th seed is actually going to go over to Ryze Gaming.
Yes.
Which means that they play whoever wins that tiebreaker match.
Yeah.
And if it's Meet Your Makers, they've already 2-0'd them.
And if it's Never Give Up,
they've already 2-0'd them.
There you go. Looks like a pretty bright future here for Ryze Gaming. So let's talk about the game, though. So we know the playoff future. They're a likely hopeful for the semifinals for the top 4 in the postseason. Of course, we'll get to that when it comes to it later on in about a week or so. Let's talk about this game, though. So we got excited over Talon. He was not the big playmaker early on. He did catch up. Laning was not start.
So,
Sorry?
It was fun to look at, though.
Oh, yeah.
I would have to say it was Trashy and Krislund coming up big for their team. beansu, he didn't give up kills, which is great. Top laner, that's exactly what you want to do. Like, the less kills you give up, doesn't matter how many kills you get or how many assists you get, just don't give up kills.
Yeah.
But Trashy, walking all around the map, just setting up his team for success and being a facilitator.
Yeah.
So, Krislund, on the other hand, there was so much just focused on him, and he was able to take the pressure and not let it affect him.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm going to kill Evelynn. I'm going to get double buffs. Then Gragas is here. Okay, I'll turn that around. The box comes down like right on top of him, and he doesn't panic. He's like, I'll hit one wall. I'm not going to walk anywhere else. I'll stand right here. That's fine. Just sit down, turret up. It was great play by Krislund all around, and Trashy in the back.
Absolutely. Those guys put up great performances. So guys, with a third place match now, just a memory, let's check out the updated bracket.
Reason Gaming finishes today in third after forcing Never Give Up to give in. So now, Never Give Up will face Meet Your Makers in a tiebreaker for 5th and 6th place.
And tomorrow we're going to lock in the brackets for this Challenger Series after our battle for the first place between Ninjas in Pajamas and Departed. And of course, tomorrow the European LCS continues its coverage of Week 10. Kicking off the day's events is Candy Panda and SK Gaming taking on double MVP Froggen and Alliance.
Then, after the pros have blasted Last Nexus, we head to the finals to crown the winner of Europe's second Spring Challenger Series live from the LCS stage. It will be a best of 3 with Ninjas in Pajamas taking on Departed. And remember, all that league action begins at 7 p.m. Central European Time, 11 a.m. Pacific.
And now with that, our time together has come to a close. But before we go, I want to say thanks again to our friends at Coca-Cola. Now for myself, Zyrene, and the entire live broadcast crew, thanks for watching, good night, and GG.